Alright, so today we have another Okamoto. This one is a 3-axis 820. This is the Okamoto model 820A, and as you can see, it's gray. This gray is the original paint and it's in pretty nice condition. This machine is wired for 440 volts. It has a over-the-wheel dresser that you manually move in and out, and the diamond that moves down manually. It has a Nutrifier 2 chuck control, a magnetic chuck controller to control this walker fine division chuck. This is an LBP, very fine division lines. This is good if you're going to be doing very small parts as well as large parts, but in particular they make it for, you know, using very small parts to help them not move. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up. I think the hydraulics are already running. No. Yeah, the spindle. So your controls are down here. This is your table on and off. If I have it here and start the table with this switch, it's going to start moving back and forth. However, I have these dogs set. And then you can make it go faster by lifting this up or slower. Crossfeed can be controlled by hand as long as you push it in. Both of these dials, the crossfeed dial and the vertical feed dial, have safety switches. They have to be disengaged if you're going to do anything under power. So when this is engaged, you have a very nice movement here. All these Okamotos really feel nice. This one has a fine feed dial. When you tighten this center knob here, then you can turn this very finely, very slowly. Same with your vertical. When you push that in, you can feed this down. It even has a little hand pulse thing here that you can make adjustments so that it can be just what you want it to be. You have an outer scale that when you loosen this ring, you can set how many, once you touch off on your workpiece, you have to back it off from the 0. Because at the 0 there's a magnetic switch or some kind of a proximity switch that when it gets to 0 will stop the automatic down feed. So once you're touching your workpiece, you would set this to 3, 4, whatever thousandths you have remaining on your workpiece, and adjust it more finely from there until it's the way you want it. So again, we have manual mode. And in the manual mode, I have a rapid, as long as you pull this out, I have a rapid up and down. When I want to have my cross feed moving, I have to have this out, and I have to be in the surface grinding mode. The machine has 2 modes. It has a plunge grinding mode or slot grinding mode where the wheel will feed down automatically, but the saddle will not move. Your workpiece won't move. Right now the saddle is going back and forth. There's a set of dogs on the side here, the side of the saddle, that you adjust so that you can go from one end of the magnet to the other if you choose, or just a small area if you're only doing a small part. That's how I have it right now. The amount of that step is controlled with this knob here. This is your step feed control. The more you increase this, the bigger your step will be. This step can go down very fine. If you don't want a step and want this to move continuously, it also has a continuous mode where the saddle will move continuously. And sometimes you might want to grind like that, so you have that ability. And shut that off. So we go back with our saddle, and if I go from hand over to here, I'm going to start to feed each time we reverse. So the hand wheel is going to advance a little bit each time this goes back and forth until it gets down to 0. This also could be adjusted, the amount of the increment. There's a dial on the side of here that you can screw in or screw out to make that movement more or less. You can only take a couple of tenths off of a part at one time, so you have to have this finely adjusted. For the video, I have it feeding quite a large amount, so you see the hand wheel actually moving. Now it may have one more left in it, or it may be at 0 already. If it reverses without moving again, then you're at 0, in which case you start your spark out. And there's a switch down here that you can set from 0 to 5, and those are your spark out passes. So right now it's at 0, it's no longer feeding down, it's doing just an empty pass, and now it's over. So what you need to do is to back this off of your workpiece, and then unload your parts, put your other parts back on, and start the cycle again. You also have a plunge grinding cycle. Now it feeds each time the table reverses until it gets to the 0. When it gets to the 0, it's going to stop. So this machine doesn't currently have a coolant tank, but one will be provided for it when it's sold. We'll put something together or work with you on what you want to get, and so that's the story with that. All right, thank you very much.